So I've got a bit of a audacious goal really. I want to endeavour to do the whole North South Track in 2 nights 3 days. So that's something like about 85 kilometres. Doc would suggest that the North South Track from State Highway 29 through to Karangaheke is 5 to 7 days. The reason that is there is I'm a little bit nervous about this trip, to be honest. That will give you the year that I was born. First numpty mistake for the day. I laugh at your face. One of the things that I'm going to try out today is this Aeropress Go. Hurunui Hut. Whare Okioki. If you're looking for a really good campsite, I would highly recommend this. The highlights today would be the fact that I actually got to Poupou Stream, and that's a pretty big day.
So it's racing through your mind about anger and worthiness, about your need to know. What are your mind?
Happy New Year, guys. See you in a few days, eh? Well, good morning, folks. Early start. It's currently New Year's Day and it's around about 6:15 in the morning. My wife has just dropped me off at the southern end of the Kaimai North South Track. So I've got a bit of a audacious goal really. I want to endeavour to do the whole North South Track in 2 nights 3 days. So that's something like about 85 kilometres. I have my tent and enough food, so basically wherever I lay my hat, that will be my home. So first stop this morning is Hurunui Hut, and that's something like around about 6.8 k away. I'm on the start of the North South Track. I've just come in off State Highway 29, and as soon as I got dropped off I sort of realised that I hadn't grabbed my hiking pole. I got a little bit sidetracked taking the dog for a pee, and I gotta admit, while it might be New Year's Day, things weren't quite Happy New Year's, so I didn't want to inconvenience my wife any further by calling her to get her to turn around and come back with the pole. Ordinarily that's not an issue because I don't tend to hike with hiking poles, but where it is going to be a little bit more challenging is my tent is poleless and it requires the hiking pole as the central tensioning point. So what I did bring as a emergency luxury is I've bought my silky saw, just in case I required that to cut a pole for a river crossing, or I needed to warm up and create a fire. And in this case I was a little bit mindful also in case my hiking pole snapped. I might need to cut a pole for the tent. So yeah, I'm just going to wing it a little bit. The track so far, a little bit steep coming up from State Highway 29, but once you level out up on the ridge, it's actually been really quite good. Kind of looking forward to this tramp because I'm trying out quite a lot of new gear. First of all, this hat that you can see, my son-in-law Bill purchased this for me for Christmas because well, he just wants me to be safe, be seen when I'm in the bush. You can't miss me in the bush now, can you? The other thing that I'm trying out is this pack. Currently at the moment with the water and all my camera gear, so I'm carrying 1.5 litres of water at the moment. That's 1.5 k's. I'm sitting up around 13 kgs worth of gear. That's about the lightest on a multi-day hike I've ever hiked with. So part of the reason is because this pack, which is a Nature Hike pack, Rock Series I think it's called, it's a 40 litre plus a 5 litre expandable on the back, so around about 45 litres. So if you follow me on my Instagram reels or my TikTok reels, go to Outdoorsman Dave, you'll see that I ordered a whole lot of gear online and talked about each of those items as they come in. So be sure to chase me up on those other multimedia platforms of mine. The other thing that I'm trying out, and there's a lot of interest in this, and that is I've got an ultralight quilt. Now the quilt weighs in somewhere around, I think it's somewhere around about 600 grams. It's about a 700 loft. It has a comfort rating down to -2. Will be doing in the future a review about this pack. I just need to test it first, obviously. And some of the things that I noticed straight away was water bottle is down the side, and it's actually quite hard to reach. Now with the purchase came this lovely little water bottle container on the front, and so I've just rigged up this bottle with a sippy nozzle on it. I'll fill this up from my side reservoir, and inside this 500ml bottle is my electrolytes. So I'll just keep putting the electrolytes in there as I top this up. Hopefully hopefully this old 60s body, yes, you heard me right. In fact, I'll tell you how old I am. If you go to my latest video, highest hut in North Island, so you'll find it on YouTube, either link in my bio. There's a plaque inside that hut that was put there when Sir and Hillary opened it, and that will give you the year that I was born. There you go. It might surprise you. So today the minimum goal that I have is to get to Poupou Stream Campsite. I've heard a lot about it. I've obviously been past it once before because I've done this track about 7 years ago with Captain Courageous, or Captain Conservative Arnold. But I did that in 3 days, but I didn't quite go right out to the end, so that's why I'm wanting to come in and do this. Now, Doc would suggest that the North South Track from State Highway 29 through to Karangaheke is 5 to 7 days. It's something like 85 k's, and I'll be trying to cover around about 30 k's per day, which should be doable. Heck, I've run 6 marathons in my time. The last one I did was just to prove I could still do it at the age of 50, and I did that in 3.5 hours. So what's a 30k hike? Anyway, I'll put this camera away, and we'll be at the tramway intersection real soon. Thanks for watching now. Okay, we're only an hour away. This Garmin watch, now I absolutely love it, but it's got one really weird fault regarding it. Garmin, if you're watching this and you've got an answer to it, then please let me know. In that, even though I've changed the settings to metrics, so that's miles to kilometers, and should really be concentrating on the track rather than talking to you, miles to kilometers and meters, feet to meters. When I'm in hike mode, which I'm currently in at the moment, it's recording my elevation in feet and my distance in miles. So I always have to be, it's a bit gnarly through here, I have to be a bit mindful to convert it by the multiplier, but I've also hit record on my Topo New Zealand map, which I actually just downloaded for the first time last night. So I'm just testing that out as well for the first time, and I've got the tracker on that. Not too bad. Do you have to be a little bit mindful of where you put your feet? Now you know, every time you see us do a walkthrough like that, we've done it 2 or 3 times, so that's why I say, whilst Doc might indicate that this is 82 k's long, I can rest assured that a YouTuber will always do a lot more kilometres. It's a little bit muddy in places, but it's dry mud. My Indie one, Intense Outdoors, Lanshan one, whatever you want to call it, on the side. I have my water bottle on the side, that's 1 litre. It has a sternum strap, which I was concerned that it didn't have. I know that the 60 litres did, but I wasn't too sure that the 40s did, so that's a bonus. My PLB actually strapped to my body. That's the best place for it to be. The reason that is there is I'm a little bit nervous about this trip, to be honest. Thing on the front, yeah, it's not me trying to look like an orange Teletubby, although it probably does. I can actually clip my GoPro onto this so that I'm hands-free. This, with the Y2K zips, that's got all my camera gear and my snacks for the morning in there. Once again, because this doesn't have a hood, I just didn't want to get in and out of a fold down pack, and it's really accessible. My battery pack's in here as well if I needed to charge anything up. So yeah, it's all a little bit of a test really, this ultralight, I think they call it fast packing. So we've just come from the North South Track. We've just done 5.3k. Currently at the moment it's 1 hour 35, so that's 2 hours. So they're a little bit generous with the times. We're heading off to Hurunui Hut, so that's another 30 minutes away, 2.3k. Right, so look, first numpty mistake. I'm about 800 meters off course. I've missed the turn off. It'll teach me for concentrating on the camera more than the track. But maybe it was meant to be, because I found this really amazing clearing here. So around about 800 meters from the north-south Hurunui intersection. And now I'm heading back to get back on track. So yeah, first numpty mistake for the day. Just proving to you that Outdoorsman Dave is real and makes mistakes too. Let's try that again, shall we? The track north. Oh dear. So I've come out of there. My memory mass, because I came through this way with Pete last time, was straight through there. Geez Dave, just read the sign, man. Just read the sign. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. That's added on, and I think around about another 1.6 to 2 k's. So yeah, I didn't need that. Let's just unpack what happened there, shall we? So there's a lot going on as a YouTuber. You're not just concentrating on the trip you're on. You got all your camera gear, and you're thinking about what you're saying and the angles and shots. And in my case also, I'd gone through that way before, so in my mind I wasn't thinking. I'm a little bit tired. I just didn't read the sign properly. what should have happened is I should have pulled out my Topo 50 map, and it would have shown me that I was going off track. As it was, I didn't pull that out until just after that clearing. Mentally, it's a bit of a blow because I've just lost about another 1.8 k's and maybe half an hour to an hour, and I certainly don't need to add any more distance on to what's going to be an already audacious goal. But it's important to remain positive, to kind of not let that get you down, and laugh about it. I laugh at your face. Probably not so precocious as that. As I said, on this trip, because it's solo and because it's going to get a little bit boring just showing you the trip, I'm kind of probably talk a lot. I'll try to overlay that with shots so that it doesn't, you just don't see this all the time. I'll get the negatives out of the way. Last night we shot home from the batch so that I could hopefully pick up my night torch, night core it's called, but AliExpress hadn't delivered that on the 30th of December as promised, and as you know it's now the 1st of January, so I've made sure I've got a couple of extra batteries on my old Energizer head torch, and hopefully that's going to get us through this adventure. So that was a bit of a downer. The two nights before that, one was 12:30, the other was 1:30. I was up putting together the highest hut in the North Island, Wangaihu. Go up and see that video, and so I needed to push that out by on the 1st, so that I could put that on to the main tramping site so that all of them could appreciate that amazing unique hut. So if you didn't know about Wangaihu, go and have a look at that video. A wonderful epic little backcountry hut which me and the boys got to tidy up as part of the FMC Love Our Huts campaign. So yeah, I'm tired, don't have my head torch. I've got a bit of a hip issue going on. I was a little bit nervous about doing this because something's not quite right with my hip, so it probably doesn't help not having a hiking pole, and I'm just overall tired. But that said, I've had this trip in mind for a long time, and at the moment, this time of the year, we've got something like about 14 hours of daylight, and there's a window of opportunity with regard to small showers, not heavy rain, and so I'm not getting any younger, and I thought I'd better crack on and tick this goal off, which is State Highway 29 through to Karangaheke Gorge North South Track, 2 nights 3 days, which you're normally supposed to do in 5 and possibly up to 7. Okay, so I'm on 5% battery, and this is where this little pouch comes into its own, I'm hoping. So all my camera gear is in the dry bag. This is my amazing GoPro battery. It in itself is a battery power pack, and I've got 2 GoPro batteries in here, so I'm just going to swap these out, put the one that's in the camera into here, and we're good to go. Just coming up on the Hurunui Hut turn-off. We'll go and have a look at that in a minute, and then we're going to carry on the North-South Track, and we're heading to Whare Okioki in 3 hours. Look, at the moment it's taken me 2 hours 53 to get here. I'm 53 minutes over. That does not bode well for what I'm wanting to achieve today, but it is what it is. Let's just go and have a look at Hurunui Hut, shall we? And I'll fill up with water there. I'll probably get rid of a layer and we'll crack on to Te Whare Okioki. So I spent 2 or 3 nights at this hut. It's one of the forgotten 5. So that's the New Zealand Deer Stalking Association who've taken them over. And at the moment you can stay for free, and this is a typical backcountry hut, the sort of places that I just love to hang out at. Good morning.
Morning.
You got a lovely hut and you're sitting in a tent. Hi mate, I'm Dave.
G'day Baz. Nice
Yes.
to meet you.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you mind being on YouTube or not?
Not at all.
I'm Dave.
Yeah.
Sean.
Sean, and you're all part of the same team here, are you, or what?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's a couple more hanging
So
out.
this is how you spent New Year's.
Yes.
Was it a bit of a revel up, Baz, or not?
Oh, it's a tough.
A wild party. Awesome.
This is my latest acquisition for this hike that I just thought I'd share with Outdoorsman Dave. So
Whew.
this is the...
Hang on, shall I stand back?
No, knife. Rather than a flash knife. Obviously you need a sheath, so
Right.
a bit of PVC. Safe as houses.
So this is Michelle, and because it's New Year's Day, she is shouting me to my favourite cake, which is banana cake, by the way, fans. So thank you so much for that.
No worries.
Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
How good is that? Oh, what a lovely group of people they were, Jonathan and his knife. And I gave out my Outdoorsman Dave business card, and he gave out his as well. So they are of the Jehovah's Witness faith. It's important for people to have faith. Happy are those who are aware of their spiritual need. Matthew 5:3. Thank you, team, for the banana cake. It was a lovely gift. Right, we're coming up to something of interest. Okay. It was this point that Pete from OAP. So yeah, last time Pete and I came through here, it was absolutely chucking down, and I was poking Peter a little bit about his constant grizzle about the rain.
Didn't we do it again?
You're in your flash gear. But we all know that camping in the rain videos are what the professionals do if they want to grow their channels now, don't we? But yeah, not this lad. I just love doing anything that brings me joy and variety, be that camping, be that hiking, be that tidying up a hut. It's Mangamuka stream, so that's the 3rd stream from Hurunui Hut. The wonderful thing about the Kaimais is there's plenty of campsites, there's plenty of huts, and there's actually plenty of water. Well, particularly for the first half of this anyway. It really makes it quite easy, unlike say Pirongia, gets a little bit sparse of water once you get up near the top. So yeah, I like the Kaimais. I really do. Alright, so we're just coming up on the Leyland O'Brian North South Track junction. So from this point it's supposed to be 3 hours 30. I've been 4 hours 15. Now we're definitely heading this way. We're not heading down the Leyland O'Brian, so make sure you get that one right. and I'm heading for Whare Okioki, 2 hours time, and then I'm heading off to Wairere Track. Bare minimum, I want to get to Wairere Track. See where the arrow is pointing, and in my case it's saying that we're heading on up to Whare Okioki. So in around about 2k we're going to come to the Mangamuka junction. You can really see the tramway being cut through here either side. What a beautiful track this is. What a great day to start 2025 now, eh? The next intersection I'm heading for is Mangamuka. It goes down to a wonderful little hut, and go up and see that video where we stayed the night there. So that's around about 2k away, the junction. Currently at the moment it's 10:45. Thank you so much for watching so far. Plenty to come. Only half of day one, 3 days in total. So please hit that like, hit that subscribe, and please leave a comment. Oh, look at this lovely superjack. So bend it where it snaps, and all of this, look at the juice coming out of that. Now I ran out of water on a trip on Parongia. It's called Dying of Thirst. I'll leave the link up there. And I actually survived by drinking the juice out of these. It really tastes just like raw beans. Corero. Superjack. Bush tucker. Food for gods, I reckon. Okay, so we must be coming up on the Mangamuka intersection now. Yeah. So Mangamuka Hut, we're not going there. Great little hut, very popular. I'm now heading off to Whare Okioki. We've got another hour to go. Just on from the Mangamuka intersection is the Ngā Wahine River. You can imagine if the rain came, this would probably be a little bit more difficult to cross. And as always, we're looking for the big orange marker. Okay, so currently it's 12:20. It's 6 hours for me from State Highway 29, and we're at Whare Okioki. This is a bookable hut. Maybe nobody's here yet. Whare Okioki, fairly new hut. Hi. Okay, so I'll just write my intentions in the book. Another one of the things that I'm going to try out today is this Aeropress Go. So my son-in-law who purchased this hat, be safe, be seen, also knows that I really love Aeropress and I really love my coffee. So you get this cap and then you put your filters inside this little container which sits inside the cap. You get a cup, a stirrer and a coffee spoon. You can't actually have the Prismo valve system and still fit inside this, so I'll probably just keep on using filters. This is my ultralight kit from Barrett Outdoors. Believe it or not, this is actually a gas stove. This is the BRS 3000. The other thing that my son-in-law purchased, he knows that I love licorice all sorts. Lunch, I have an RSM bar, and a pix and some lollies and some ginger nuts. I really like the system. It's very ultralight. It's actually even lighter and more compact than my micro mow. Then we put the cap on. That's got the filter on it. And then we flip that into, this was the cup. And I'm just going to leave that for about a minute. Just listen. Listen to that caffeine goodness. Now with the Aeropress Go, it's only a small container. It's smaller than my normal. And so rather than just having that small amount of coffee, you just top it up. Oh, so good to have a good coffee. Oh, that's Whare Okioki. I've had a lovely little lunch. 45 minutes I stopped there. I think it's really important for me to actually look after my body and eat well and take breaks rather than trying to be some kind of hero and get there really fast. So currently at the moment it's 1:30. The next junction or interesting point will be Wairere Campsite. That's in approximately 3 hours, and we'll update what goes on from that point there. But just how lovely is this spot? Whare Okioki. Yet to stay here, but then again there's a little bit flash for me. So there is no Wi-Fi to Whare Okioki. And you know what, I think that's not a bad thing, because if you're going to come out and stay a night in the bush, even though it's a really flash hut, why would you want to be on your devices? This is why I take longer than anyone else, because I've got to do all this toing and froing to make it interesting for you guys. Too bad for an old bugger. Okay, well this is quite a nice little campsite. It's on the North South Track, and we must be coming up to the next junction very soon. Oh yeah, here's a sign here. Yeah, there we go. This is a really good way to come into Whare Okioki. It's the Mangamuka Hut loop as well, so you can actually do a nice little loop around there. Very disappointing to see someone leaving this. Blue just absolutely stands out in the bush, as you can see. And coming around to here, I'm heading for the Wairere track, so there's no Wi-Fi at this intersection. Currently at the moment is 2:20. I've been walking now for 8 hours. Sunset tonight I think is 8 o'clock. So I've got another 5.5 to 6 hours to go. It's all good. So the next stop is Wairere Falls Junction. Isn't it stunning? Just it's the tranquility of it. It's just bush bathing. Cheapest therapy ever. How awesome would it be to camp here, eh? And go to sleep with that beautiful white noise. Anyway, It's not getting the trip done now, is it? Right, those that follow my channel will know that one of the things that I do, or try to do, is find a significant tree that's worth a hug. That's pretty impressive. Let's show some love to this tree, eh? I mean, this thing could be 100 plus years old, and here it is. Long may you live. Beautiful, beautiful tree. Sorry for standing on your roots. Now you know a stream crossing is 3 times for a YouTuber. The things we do to make it interesting for you. Let's do this again. Source of protein is jerky. It's light. It's expensive, but it's jack links. I'll tell you what, it's really yummy. I'm at this spot here. Never been on this road before. I'm heading for the Wairere Junction. That's only 1 kilometre away, 20 minutes. This hut, this track sign has seen better days. So yeah, that looks really rugged and gnarly in there. I would love to go exploring. But anyway, we're on the North South Track, and 20 minutes we're heading this way. Wairere Falls Junction now. I'm kind of heading towards Thompson's Track, but I'm certainly not going to be doing another 8 hours. So let's continue on to where the old Wairere Hut used to be. I actually think I put a photo up on it when I did the Forgotten 5, so if you haven't seen that series you might want to go and check that out. Really fascinating, the 5 huts that are still left here. It was around about here. I was with Graham and I said, oh, from about here we're going to start getting a bit vague. From this point on things are going to start getting a little bit coy. We're going to show you a private hut, and I don't want to upset those guardians, because not too far away from here is a hut called Puketutu, and that one's a bit of a secret. Anyway, let's go and have a look at Wairere clearing, shall we? Beautiful place to camp. So just over the bridge you will find this clearing here, and the most magnificent kakatiya tree. I think we've already had that one in the past. Yeah, so fantastic area. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody around here. It's 4:30. If you took off 45 minutes for the side tramp, 45 minutes for lunch at Whare Okioki, 15 minutes for talking to was it Johnson and Marie, the J-Dub banana cake people. So if you took off an hour 45, that's how long it's taken me to get to here. But this is not the end of it. So if you're looking for a really good campsite, I would highly recommend this, because you're coming up Wairere Falls and that track in itself is stunning. Hang on, there is somebody here. Let's go and have a look. Oh yeah, I can kind of feel myself staying here the night. And now look, here's the situation. My body's saying stay, and this would be a very respectful place to stay. Certainly wouldn't be any shame in pulling the pin at this stage. Decision made. I'm going to push it and head on out for probably another 4 hours. It's going to be a big day. Let's just take a little diversion and show you the hidden falls, shall we? Or referred to as the North Wairere Falls. This is a very special campsite. And a lovely one too. Can anyone guess why this campsite is particularly significant? Anyway, it's 6:30. Yeah, another hour and a half to 2 hours. To be fair, my hips are feeling it. We'll push on. I can tell when I'm tired. I stop videoing and I go real quiet on camera. So currently at the moment it's bang on 8 o'clock. Sunset tonight is at 8:41. In the meantime, I've managed to find myself a hiking pole, beautiful and straight, and this is what I'll use tonight for a tent pole, because my Indy one is a poleless tent and it requires a centre pole, normally a hiking stick, which sadly I've left behind. Okay, so this is Zanageti River. I'm very close now. There's an amazing swimming hole down here. I need to get to camp. 8:22. Pretty stunning, huh? Where else would you rather be? Actually, I wouldn't mind being in a sauna right now with a masseuse straight after. But that ain't ever going to happen now, is it? I'm having a deja vu moment. So probably around about 7 years ago, I hiked through here, end to end. This is only the second time I've been through this section, and I was on a bit of a spiritual journey, and it was dark, and I kept asking, let's just say an infinite intelligence, where am I going to camp? And it actually started way back at that special campsite that I mentioned earlier in this video, and I just kept getting the words, I have a room with a view. I have a room with a view. Anyway, I got to this point and I was told to stop and set up my camp. Now it was pitch black, and so I set up my marmot. I'll see if I can find a photo of that. Right in here, in this little posse here. Pitch black, frost in the morning, and when I woke up, you can't see it at the moment because this is all overgrown. Unbeknown to me, I had this amazing view of Zanageti Stream. So that was an amazing journey. So sometimes it pays to be quiet and just listen to the inner man and obey what it says. I better keep going. It's 8:30. I got 11 minutes before sunset, and we've got about a K to go. Yes, but that was my room with a view. We're directly over top of the Kaimai Rail Tunnel, which was built in 1965. $43 million to build from one side to the other. Might get you 1 metre these days, eh? 4 people died That's really sad. Alright, well, let me show you what it looks a little bit like hiking at night. So it's always a lot cooler, which is nice, but you have to be a lot more aware. So you're looking at the truck constantly, and anything that looks like a track does tend to show up, and periodically you are having to look for these markers. There's nothing to be afraid of in the New Zealand bush, other than your own fear. So if you haven't done any night hiking, try a small bit of it, maybe to a hut, and give it a go. It's very empowering, but as I say, you need to always be looking for the markers. A bit confusing, this one. Oh, not a brilliant sign. There's nothing on it. You can't see it, but there's a track down there, and there's another track here. My instincts would say I'm going left, so I'm just going to pull out my map system now. So I'm finally at the intersection of Kaimai. I'm still heading north, this way. Sadly, I've still got over a kilometre to go. Mate, so close, so close. Won't you join me at Poupou Stream if I ever get there? Currently it's, well, pretty much 10 o'clock. It's just over 13 hours, I think. Let's try to find campsite. I think this will do just fine. Yeah, that's a pretty big day. I'm just going to set up now. Priority's the tent, and cook some food, and then I'll have a think about what the distances and things were. Well folks, it's currently 17 degrees out there. The time is actually midnight. You would have seen me load up with quite a bit of anti-inflammatories and painkillers, kind of hoping that's going to heal me up for tomorrow. I think I've got still something like around about 60 k's to go. Today was about 13 hours, and I'm guessing around about, well actually it would have been 30 k's today. Anyway, big day, hips a little bit sore. The highlights today would be the fact that I actually got to Poupou Stream. That's a pretty big day. The negatives would be my hips are a bit of a downside, and oh yeah, I forgot the charging cord for my Garmin watch. So at the moment the battery is 50%, so I won't be able to record on that for the next 2 days. And of course it was a bit of a numpty mistake leaving my hiking pole in the car, but I managed to get around that, which I'll show you in the morning with something that I cut out of the bush. What really happens behind the camera. But now look, I just had a bit of a slip, so yeah, I can sort of attend to myself medically. Generally speaking, with an area like this, oh yeah, here it is here, people tend to stash gear. Alright, look, this is where it's going to finish tonight, so thank you so much for watching. I probably will finish this video on day one. Please hit the like. Really want to hear your comments, love to hear your thoughts, and I will respond back to them. And yeah, we'll catch you in the morning. Well, it's in the morning right now. We'll catch you later on in the morning now, which will be Thursday.